welcome to Dulcimer Worship. In today's video, I'm going to cover some basics and tips and things for the beginner mountain dulcimer player. So I'm going to cover things like tuning and choosing a comfortable stool, some starter chords and finger placement and those types of things to hopefully get you going on the right track in your mountain dulcimer journey. So let's get started. Okay, so hopefully you have your instrument. I'm assuming that you already have one. I just want to take a minute to talk about what I play. I have a lot of people ask me about my instrument. So the dulcimers that I play, this is a gold tone Dulcimer, which is has the Dulcimer fretboard with a Weissenborn guitar body. I have it strung with 3 strings, and it's basically a diatonic instrument. I did add the 1.5 fret to give me a little bit more possibilities with some notes and chords. So this is that dulcimer, and this is my baby grand chromatic mountain dulcimer. It's made by McClary-Derrick. Wonderful guy out of Townsend, Tennessee, who made this for me, custom order. So it's a chromatic one, so it's got all the notes, and as you do get to playing more, you'll find that the traditional mountain dulcimer, you're kind of limited on the keys. You know, naturally you can only play in certain keys. So if you go chromatic, then you've got all the notes that you can play in any key you want. So like I said, these are the 2 instruments that I play in the Dulcimer family. So I just wanted to share that with you to begin with. Okay, so I wanted to also talk about choosing a comfortable stool or a chair to play in. This is really important because you're going to be doing a lot of sitting playing this instrument, unless you choose to get a dulcimer stand, which is also an option. I have seen a few dulcimer players that have those, and I've also considered getting one myself. But for the meantime, if you're just planning on sitting, do some research and really try to get yourself a good stool. I use a keyboard stool, and it's about 18.5 inches high, and it's got a good bit of padding on it, so it's pretty comfortable. So that's what works for me. Although I'm kind of short, I'm about 5'4", so that works for my height. Anyway, that's just something to consider. So the next thing I want to cover is tuning your instrument. It's really important that your instrument is in tune. You want to tune it every day before you start playing. I like to use a tuner that you can get on your phone. It's an app called ClearTune, and I'll put that in the description section so that, if you choose to get that one, you'll have that reference there. But it's just real handy. You can put it right on your phone and it's there. So that's another important thing. Now there's other tuners and everything that clip on and everything. You can use that too, but this is just my favorite because, it's right there on your phone. So finding a mountain dulcimer teacher, it's great if you can find somebody locally, that teaches mountain dulcimer. But if you can't find anybody, there's plenty of people online that give Skype lessons. There's mountain dulcimer festivals that you can find. They offer all kind of classes and everything that you can go to. They're really a lot of fun, and you can meet a lot of people and talk and just share what works for them. And so it's a wonderful thing to attend some of these festivals. So if you can't find a teacher and you can't make it to a festival, another resource is purchasing a book like this. This is a Mel Bay book that I got off of Amazon. You Can Teach Yourself Dulcimer, and it was written by Madeline McNeil. So this is a really good resource too. It covers everything. It has a mountain dulcimer tab in it and some fun songs that a lot of the mountain dulcimer groups play in jams and stuff. So this is a really good resource if you can't find a teacher. I know I took a few lessons, and learned a few chords and everything, and I just sort of went off on my own. I found that it was a pretty easy instrument to learn. If you have any musical background at all, you'll find it pretty easy. You know, most of them just have the 3 strings, and you know, with it being diatonic, it's very easy to learn. So I'm not saying you don't need a teacher, but it's just, you know, it's not mandatory that you have a teacher. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so another thing I want to mention is Facebook pages. If you're on Facebook, they have some wonderful Facebook pages for mountain dulcimer players. The best one that I've found for beginner mountain dulcimer players is called Discovering Dulcimers. That is a wonderful resource. A lot of beginners on that one. Another one is Mountain Dulcimer Players and Everything Dulcimer. So if you'll just look up in the search engine Mountain Dulcimer on Facebook, you'll see different Facebook pages pop up. So if you join those groups, they're just all great resources of, you know, things going on like festivals, books, where to find Mountain Dulcimer tab, and that type of thing. So those are wonderful resources for you. So you might want to check that out. So I did want to go over just 3 basic chords with you today. When I first started playing mountain dulcimer, I learned these same chords, and I was actually able to write a song with these 3 simple chords. So you can play, there's a ton of songs you can play with these. So I wanted to show you that. So the first one is a D, which is called an open D, and then an A, and then a G. So the D is, like I said, it's open. So the dulcimer tab for that would be 0, 0, 0. And then the A, the tab for that would be 1, 0, 1. And I am using my middle finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, and I'm actually using my pinky on the 3rd string, the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So that's comfortable for me, but some people, you may be more comfortable using your middle finger and your 4th finger, and that's perfectly fine. So you just kind of have to find what works for you. You definitely don't want to put any strain or tension on your wrist. You know, you want to be comfortable and kind of loose. So just keep that in mind. Again, that tab was 1, 0, 1 for that. And then the G is actually 0, 1, 3. And of course the 1st string is open. The 2nd string, I'm using my 4th finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and I'm using my thumb on the 3rd string of the 3rd fret. Okay, and actually you can either do this G or this G because it's tuned D-A-D, so you can do either one of these. So another thing I highly recommend is playing with a metronome. I have a metronome app. I just think some of these apps are so cool. This is called Pro Metronome, and it's really cool. You can set the tempo to whatever tempo you like and the time signature. So I really like to use that. It's really good to work on your timing. So I'm going to play it for you now. So every day, if you would just take each one of those chords that I just showed you and just kind of practice along to about 85 tempo on that. So I'm going to play this and show you what I would do to practice and kind of work on your timing. So if you could just kind of take it and use it like that, you know, just strum along, kind of get your strumming down and comfortable, that would help tremendously. And then as you learn other chords, you know, do the same thing, just work on your strumming. I like to tell people to set aside time every single day, even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes. Set aside that time and really practice, and you know, practice, because it's going to feel weird if you've never chorded a guitar or any stringed instrument. It's going to feel weird to do it, so you kind of have to get your fingers a little bit toughened up to it. But the more you do it, the more comfortable it'll feel, and you'll just do it. You know, muscle memory will kick in, and you'll be able to do it no problem. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I wish you lots of luck in your musical journey. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. I will do my best to get back to you, and I will also leave my email address if you would rather email me directly with a question. So if you would like to help me as an artist, consider subscribing and comment and share the video with your friends. That would be great. Again, thanks for watching, and God bless.